Sahaj Yoga meditation technique was founded by Her Holiness Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi. Shree Mataji was born in India in 1923. As a child, she lived for some time in Mahatma Gandhi's ashram. Her parents sacrificed everything for India's freedom struggle. Shree Mataji opened the last Subtle Center in May 1970, achieving the ultimate stage in our evolutionary process. For the first time in the history of humanity, people have experienced Ama's realization effortlessly. A doctor of medicine by education, she has perfected the technique of self-realization through the evolutionary process of Kundalini rising. The aim of Sahaj Yoga is to be able to live in peace, joy, and harmony, and thereby evolve as a human being. Only through this inner transformation can one think of transforming the society, so the benefits accrue not only to the individual but also to the society. The actualization of such transformation is taking place now worldwide and has been experienced by hundreds of thousands of people in over 100 countries across the globe.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. Today, in these modern times, we are face to face with lots of complicated problems, lots of shocks that are awaiting us. And then we look back to understand why have we failed? What has gone wrong with all of us? Whatever way the human beings have moved, in whatever direction they have tried to achieve something, the whole thing has recoiled on the whole humanity and has destroyed it. One must stop at this point and witness the reason, the basic reason what mistake we have committed. We talk of love, we talk of peace, world peace, but the peace is not in your hearts. Peace is not within. You are in a turmoil. And how can you bring forth peace all over? If the sea is full of waves, which are in a turmoil, how do you expect the boat to be steady? The reason is we are not trying to find out what's wrong with us, but we are all the time trying to find out what's wrong with others. But who is the other? We are all part and parcel of one great world. God has not created many countries. He never knew about these things. He'll be surprised if he visits this world. He'll be surprised the way we have divided ourselves into countries, and from one country to another country, you move like a criminal with a passport number. This idea of love is not love. This conception, the mental projection that we call love is not love at all. The love is something which is a power. A power that is looking after us. The power that is guiding us. The power that has nourished us, has brought us to this level. We, in our ego, human beings, think that, oh, we have done this, we have done that. You have done nothing. You can't even create a blade of grass. You cannot. Can you? You cannot create anything that is living. Then why say that we have done this, we have done that? You have done nothing, but you have created all kinds of devils out of your cocoons and put them on top of your heads. First, let us be humble about it, then we can understand what is love of God. Love of God is a power. It's an all-pervading power. It's the subtle power which resides in all the elements, in all the molecules, in all the atoms. The vibrations that you see, say, in a sulfur dioxide, when you see the isometric movement of the atoms, then know it is the love of God which is working it out. Now, it is easy to say there is no love of God, but this is not a very scientific way of looking at things. If you are scientific minded, then you have to understand this is a hypothesis which I am putting before you. And if it is not proved, then you can deny. Up till now, I would have accepted that you said there is no God. But that also is not scientific, because you have not seen yet. You have not gone into that direction. You have not tried to find it out. How can you say there is no God? Only because in your small little brain, you have conceived an idea that there is no God. So secondly, you have to have an open mind to understand God's love. A very open mind. When you get your realization, the first thing that happens to you, the first and foremost thing that will happen to you, that on your central nervous system, you will develop a new dimension of collective consciousness. A new depth on your central nervous system. You can feel your own centers and the centers of others on your 5 fingers and 6 and 7 centers. This has to happen. The one who thinks I know a lot, I'm a great Pandit, I'm this and that, I think all of them are on their way to Nark. Only the way to rise is to ascend through Kundalini awakening. There is no other way. Some people think that we have to be very upright, straightforward in life. If you are honest, if you are all other things, then it's done. But another may ask, why? For what? What's the purpose of all this? Why should we have this balanced life? Why should we go through this rigmarole of being very steady, this, that? Anybody can ask. Young people will ask this question. Why this nonsense of doing all these things? For what? This balance is for the ascent. Without the balance, you cannot ascend. That's why the balance has to come. That's why you have to be in the middle. You have to be in moderation, because you have to ascend. And for the ascent, all the extreme temperament cannot do it. Supposing you have an aeroplane which has one wing missing, will it fly? Or which has got one wing very heavy, it won't fly. So one has to have a balance, and this balance is achieved through your being in moderation, or being, I would not say dharmic, because dharmic means nonsense, but dharmic means the dharma within you, the 10 valencies that are within you, which are the valencies of human beings, to be balanced. We can say the 10 commandments, or we can say the 10 valencies, or we can say the Dasha Dharmas. They are inner things, they are not outside, they are inside yourself. When they are in balance, the ascent takes place. Now, the difference between all those historical things that we have seen, all those self-realization stories we have heard, have been of 1 or 2 persons. Because of the tree of life, at that time there were 1 or 2 flowers. I find there are thousands today. The blossom time has come. So many will get realization, no doubt. But the other difference between all those practices where people used to cleanse themselves, chakras by chakras they used to raise, they used to go to real gurus, sadgurus, not these horrible gurus, but sadgurus. Sadgurus they used to go. And these gurus would raise their kundalini one by one, step by step, and give them realization, cleanse them. It was a very hazardous method. So as a mother, I thought, why not make you your own guru? Best way. How do you do it? Somehow or other I must develop a method by which I can manage a mass realization. Let many people get realization. Now the Kundalini doesn't rise in its full force because the chakras are not clean. There are problems on the chakras, there are blockades, things like that. But there's a wee bit, a small hair-like power can rise in some people. Some people can have a bigger flow. Some people can have a complete jet coming out. But everybody should have this experience. And as a result of that, the light of the spirit flickers a little bit. In that light, you can see your own problems. You can see what's wrong with you because you can feel it on your fingertips. And if you know how to correct them, you become your own guru, you correct yourself. I don't want to tell you. Because if I tell you, you'll all run away. These are not the days to tell anybody to do something. That's the worst thing. So only thing is you get your realization, get this little light with you and see for yourself what's wrong with you and you manage it. This is the only difference is. And I find this works better. Because human beings in the modern times have accumulated so much of ego on their heads, so much, beyond their heads. So no use touching it. Best is to raise the Kundalini so they see their ego. And they say, Mother, please remove this thing that has gone on my head. Please remove this. They themselves say. This is what is this modern Sahaja Yoga is. The Kundalini awakening is very simple. People might have told you that it gives you problems and all that. I just don't know. Because thousands of people in the villages, in the cities, all over the world, I have done this. Nobody had any problems. On the contrary, all their problems are solved. This is a wrong idea we have got in our head. I don't know from where it has come, that you have to suffer to get to spirituality. I just don't understand. Like some people in England said to me that we have to suffer. I said, why? Christ has suffered for you, hasn't he? Are you going to suffer more than Christ? Why did he suffer for you if there was something left for you to suffer? Actually, they make everybody else suffer. They don't suffer much. All such people. Because if you don't teach anything, you starve, you make yourself miserable. Everybody else feels miserable with that person. Supposing you want to hurt me, the best thing is to fast. If say, Mother, I'm fasting, then I don't feel like eating myself. If my children are fasting, why should I eat? But if I say don't fast, then that is the most sinister thing I've told people. You can fast as much as you like all your life and make everybody fast, doesn't matter. But not in the name of God. You are maligning God. He is joy. He's made all this world so beautiful. For you to come, he wants to welcome you to his own kingdom. And what he finds, the people are beating themselves up or beating others or fasting or torturing themselves. This is the kind of attitude that is not going to please God at all. I don't know from where these ideas might have come from people who preach about God, because they must be saying, you starve and give all food to me. You become a sannyasi, give all your money to me. Must be this is the reason. I cannot find any reason for this kind of a nonsense that you should fast, you should suffer. In Sahaja Yoga, nobody is allowed to do that. And if you have to do that, then please don't come to Sahaja Yoga. You have to know that God wants you to be the happiest person, to be the most joyous person, a person without any problems, without any tension, without any trouble, enjoying the beauty and the grace with all his bliss upon you. But for that, first of all, you have to make your mind that you first of all forgive yourself and then forgive others. And just sit with an open mind. I'm sure you'll all get your realization and feel this all-pervading power of God like vibrations or cool breeze, which is called as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost, on your fingertips. Some may not feel. possibly because of some trouble, some obstruction, some mental projections, maybe. But that doesn't mean they will not feel later. And they should not go and criticize, oh, I didn't feel, it's all humbug. This is nonsense. This is like dog in the manger. You cannot eat and don't allow others to eat. If you do not feel it, then don't condemn yourself either. It can work out. You can come back to the center, get your realization. Now the time has come for all of us to be wise and not to be stupid anymore. We have done enough of stupidity. All right, as children, they are forgiven. But if you are gone like that, I don't know where you land and where this world is going to land ultimately. So all of us have to decide, those who are here, that from today, because the new year has started, let us try to be wise about it. And the wisdom has its own powers. Beauty has its own powers, and love has its all powers. Everything emerges into the ocean of love of God. Stretch your hand fully and put your center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a very soft bone in your childhood. Press it hard. Press hard your scalp. Now you have to move it 7 times, saying one thing which you have to ask for. Mother, please give us my self-realization, because I cannot force on you. You have to ask for it. 7 times, press it hard and move it 7 times, very hard. Slowly, saying that. Move the right hand. Slowly open your eyes. Put your right hand towards me and see on your left hand, raise it little higher than your head and see if there's a cool breeze is coming out of your hand. Some people might get it. Put the right hand towards me, please. Right hand towards me. With the left hand. Right hand towards me with the left hand. Just see if there's a cool breeze coming out of your head. Now turn it. Put left hand towards me. See with your right hand. Some people might get hot breeze. It's all right. But after some time, it will become cool. You can bend your head and see for yourself again with the left hand. Put the right hand towards me. Now raise your both the hands and ask one question. Is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost in your heart? Ask the question, is this the Brahma Chaitanya? Is this the all-pervading power of God, of His love? Ask this question 3 times. That's all. Now, you can feel it in your hands also. Take it down. Please take it down.